Going on? Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And we got the full crew.
Just found out I didn't get new faces. I didn't know.
Damn, dude. Yeah, dude, you're not going back to Montreal. We got the full crew. We got DJ Lewitsky. We have Jacob Patot. We have Christine Marie Evans, and our Black King, the Black Tiger, Louis Jones. Claws out, bitch. Claws the fuck out. Yeah, Big J's going up and doing the Nasty show, so we're off next week. So we had one show to fill, and I was like, dude, St. Germain and I are going to Tacoma together.
Yeah, let's
just air some of these conversations we're going to be having.
Yeah, let's just some territorial day shit. Let's do it.
You're doing the roast of Ric Flair.
I am doing the roast of Ric Flair. I'm staying with you, and then I'm opening for Michelle Wolf, and then I'm going to Nashville to open Ric Flair.
Because we were supposed to do the roast of Ric Flair in 2019, and then he had a heart attack. And then
you were pumped to not do it because you had not written anything.
If you were at Skankfest in Houston, I suck at roasts.
I've never seen anyone so excited to not be on a show.
They were like
he literally skipped. He literally skipped out of the room.
They were like, Ric Flair had a heart attack, and I was like, oh no.
Do I still get to go to the wrestling weekend?
It was AEW's first pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, and that's how I knew I'm kind of a shitty person, because I was like, oh man, Ric Flair had a heart attack, so there's no roast. Can I still go to the pay-per-view? And the guy was like, yeah, I got you a ticket. And then we went, and we're like, all right, all play, no work. But
did you do stand-up that Friday?
No.
With us? You didn't even do the stand-up.
I didn't do the stand-up. I just went. I just got a free ticket.
The one thing you're very equipped to do,
dude. The thing I enjoy doing more than anything.
The thing you've been paid a lot to do,
and
you didn't do it.
The greatest part was Sal, our buddy Sal Volcano, was supposed to do the roast and bailed. And he's like, dude, I have this suite at the Venetian that I had to use, but I can't go anymore. Do you want to use it? I was like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone 2. I was just staying in this suite, and I ordered lasagna and ate an edible, and yeah.
That's the best, man.
Dude, it was crazy.
That's like the suite.
I marked it. I jerked off in every room. I was like, I even put my fucking hairy butt on the carpet of the living room.
What is it about hotel jerking off? It's just the best. Is that for women too? Like masturbating at a hotel is better than your own place?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, because you know what it is? It's not yours. It's like Jay's joke about anal. It's not yours. You don't have to worry about damaging anything. And once you lock that door, no one knows. So it's always so funny. Like, we're gonna have this experience tomorrow when we fly to Tacoma.
Well, we're gonna masturbate in front of each other. We're not gonna break eye contact. We're gonna meet to each other.
We do a mime thing where we try to we call it twinsies.
Yeah.
St. Germain and I are gonna be playing
both. Chicken. Who comes first?
Yeah. And then it's just two guys with beards going oosh off, oosh off. Hey, Dan, you want to come down to my room and play some twinsies?
Oh, is that a fappening noise?
Yeah.
Nice. God damn it, Lou, you're good.
One of my favorite jokes we've ever made on this radio show was saying the sound of a wet woman being fingered is like a dog drinking water out of a bowl.
Oh, Jesus.
And now
that's so funny whenever Dawkins drinks out of the bowl, I think of.
Do you know what's funny is we'll do a fake fingering with Katie when Myrtle drinks. I'll go, oh, fucking get it. She'll just be across the room. She'll be like, It's one of my favorite. It's infected in my brain. Just know if I'm ever over at your house and your dog drinks water, I'm thinking about wet pussies.
When we were on Not Safe, it was just such a debate between whether it was piss or cum.
Oh yeah,
have we found out yet? Have the scientists found out yet?
That's the egg and the chicken of the squirting argument.
Yeah.
What comes first? Is it female ejaculate or piss?
Yeah, I mean, like if the girl's been through a lot, maybe she's just leaking. I don't know.
I do. I mean, I haven't watched the special, but Nikki Glaser put out an HBO special, and all I know is I was told by another comic that she sings the intro, and I think that's a game changer. Because if you think on my next special, I told Christine this on the elevator.
Are you going to sing your intro?
If you think on my next special, I'm not going to be like, now it's time for Dan to tell some jokes. Dan's telling jokes. Dan's telling jokes.
You should get the Family Matters guy.
Whatever.
And it's the soda for the family.
But I have to sing it. That's the whole point.
You got to sing it.
Because she sang it. I think that's a game changer.
I mean, that's 2 checks, man.
You're right.
That's 2 checks.
I'm so bad at business, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's 2 checks.
She goes, and pay me for my original song called Nikki's about to crush it. You can name the song
I'm
whatever
gonna
you
do
want.
mine like Dan's about to do middling. Dan's about to start out strong and then fizzle out.
Have you ever heard the song Feature Symphony 56?
Feature Symphony. I'm here to say I'm the best feature in North America right now,
God,
folks.
dude, Dan's a headliner, and we're just going on the road because we're buddies, and it's going to be a fun
he
weekend.
needs the money.
He's in the pocket of some dangerous people. So I gotta fucking bail him out. No, but it's the shows this weekend. DanSoder.com for tickets. 5 shows at Tacoma Comedy Club. BigJComedy.com for tickets to Montreal. He's also got The Worst up there besides the Nasty Show. And Saint Germain is doing the roast of Ric Flair on the Fight Network. Are they airing it live? It's like going to be a pay-per-view and everything?
It's going to be, well, the pay-per-view Sunday. I mean, if you're not a wrestling fan, Ric Flair's like the greatest of all time.
But he's also
besides Stephen
crazy.
Hogan. Yeah.
He's crazy old.
He's very old, and he's been through a lot.
Dude, I just told you that they canceled his original roast in 2019.
He died for like 80 seconds or soming like that.
And then he kicked out. Remember Hogan's tweet where he goes, "Kick out, brother." I love it. That's the best tweet. If I ever have a heart attack, you better fucking tweet that out.
God, man, I got to pull it up from my phone. Here, keep talking. I got one on Instagram, which is maybe the best wrestler tweet I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
So, Ric Flair had a heart attack in 2019, and then he's been retired for a while. His last match, infamously, was with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. But then now he's like, on our buddy Conrad Thompson, who's his son-in-law, is like putting it on. So it's a big event, but they're like, Ric Flair's doing his last match. And you're like, what? It's like a guy being like, let's run it back. And you're like, it's a physical activity. And you're in your mid-70s. I understand it's fake. I've known wrestling is fake since I was 5 years old. Real bumps, brother. You're going to...
I mean, he's been bumping, though. You know,
he puts up videos and he moves gingerly.
Yeah,
That's
this is by the way, this is my favorite wrestling tweet ever. This was from June 23rd or 24th, I forget.
Shout out my birthday.
Brutus Beefcake.
All right, shout out Bruce the Barber.
Anyone in Dallas want to pick me up and drive me to Oklahoma City tonight?
Damn,
he just
dude.
tweeted that to everybody.
And I bet I didn't know he's like Louis J. That's a Louis J. Gomez move. Yeah, where he goes, any of you skanks want to drive me to my hotel?
God, man, there's a buddy comedy, Brutus and Lewis together.
Yeah, Brutus and Lewis.
That
dude,
sounds...
let's fucking write it up. We'll write it this weekend in Tacoma. A rattlesnake and a barber? What could go wrong? There's nothing going wrong in that car ride.
Man, they should. That would be a good Legion of Skanks boxing match between those two.
I think Lewis
would kill Brutus.
Yeah, and I also think Lewis could hire Brutus as a gag as his security.
That would be. I mean, he would do it.
Yeah, like
does Lewis have $50?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like,
I think he's got a ride.
When we were in Vegas, one of the things was I was selling merch at the stand. I ended up giving mine away. No one wanted it, so I was right next to Psychosis, and he was just getting all the business. But we, all the wrestlers had to come in one room, and we were like at the tables. In the beginning of the room, Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus the Barber Beefcake like roll in with rolly suitcases. And I said this, Michael Lawrence, funny comic next to me. I was like, this is like in the beginning of The Lion King when like all the animals start waking up.
Yeah.
You know, like all these like pilled out like broken wrestlers like slowly getting to their stands.
One of the saddest admittance, I actually admitted it on the show to Big J, was I texted you. I was on a flight and Greg the Hammer Valentine was on it, and so was Dr. West, Dr. Cornell West.
Yeah.
And I was more excited to meet Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And let me tell you something. Greg the Hammer Valentine, not a fan of Dr. Cornell West.
Not a fan of me either. I was like, I'm a big fan. He's like, all right. And when that happens, you're like, I'll just go fuck myself.
Never meet your heroes.
Anthony Antamenek was telling me a story about how he's like a huge Star Trek fan, and he ran up to, he saw Shatner, and he's like, I don't want to be one of these guys who says you've changed my life. And then Shatner just turns to him and goes, then don't, and goes back and eats.
Damn. Being able, dude, Billy Shatner doesn't give a fuck about nobody. He's like, well, then tell yourself, go fuck yourself. Captain's log. You're a fucking dildo. And he goes, Shatner out.
Shatner out.
He's like, beam me out of here. That's what he says to his assistant.
He dabs and then he disappears.
Shatner beamed out. But But you're doing the roast of Ric Flair, which
Should be
is
fun.
the weekend of Ric Flair's last match, which is a tag. It's been announced tag match: him and Andrade versus Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Wait, this is upcoming. I thought you said this was something that.
No, dude, this is next week.
Next week.
This is next week.
70-something-year-old man is wrestling after a heart attack.
So Jacob.
Yeah, that's everyone's first reaction, by the way.
Oh
yeah.
no!
This is why I bring. oh no! This is why I bring this up. Is because they put out a hype video, right? Because wrestling is about selling the match. You got to sell it somehow.
This hype video, you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember during the George Floyd protests in upstate New York when that old guy tries to like go up to the cops and like scramble with their transmission and they just beat him down and he cracks his head open? This is exactly like that.
Oh, that was the guy where they pushed the old man and he hit his head?
This is exactly like this. This is like the George Floyd push.
So we found the video. It is, and you know me, dude. I'm plugged into the LMU.
Oh yeah.
You know I love me some Lifetime movies. I could watch hours of Lifetime movies. This is Lifetime movie quality. A guy on Twitter says, why are they putting out these BET movies for these matches? And I was like, dude, the guy nailed it. Like the way it's shot and everything. And it's like, it was the way to sell it. What's funny is seeing all the like wrestling fans that are like, dude, if you're not feeling anything for this match, I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, what? So I'm like, I'll probably buy it because I like wrestling, but what?
It's like a crazy package. Like you can get the roast, the match, and like all the podcasts that weekend for like $200 or $300 or something
Steal.
like that.
Is it sad like when Bob Hope, you see Bob Hope doing comedy in 1985?
Bring that up. Bring up Bob Hope doing comedy.
Dana Gould's
Way
bit about
past.
Bob Gould. Dana Gould's bit about Bob Hope is so funny, man. So funny.
I haven't seen it. I've never watched Bob Hope past his prime. I don't think I've ever watched Bob Hope.
Well, he
Sympathy
apparently
laughs.
it's like he went to go. It was the same thing with Shatner. He's like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of Bob Hope," and he just goes, and then Dana Gould's bit. I know. Do you want me to just go over that corner, get in a ball, and fuck myself?
That's funny. Yeah, these old guys that are just like have been famous for more than 4 decades.
You totally get it now.
Yeah, they just don't care. They're just like, oh, you want to meet me?
Yeah.
I've been famous since your grandmother could get wet. And you're like, all right.
I'm the one who made her that way.
Yeah, dude. I can bring her back from her hysterectomy.
I could just bring her back.
Yeah. So look up Bob Hope 1985 because, man, oh, man, I can't wait till I have no fucking pep in my punch anymore. And I'm just up there.
Look at Bob Hope in 1985 and then Mason Verger from the Silence of the Lambs movies and see if you can see a difference. It is insane.
I got 19.
Oh, my God. It looks exactly like Mason Verger in Hannibal. It looks, the guy who got his face eaten off by Hannibal Lecter looks like Bob Hope.
Is that the guy that
Gary Oldman plays?
Yeah, that he's cooking his brain at the end.
No, that's Ray Liotta.
Oh yeah,
but no, he's got like gets eaten by pigs. Like you can Google image him. It looks very similar.
What's the character's name? Say it one more time.
Mason Verger from Hannibal.
Yeah,
it is crazy actually,
but
which is always great on an audio podcast.
But like old Bob, oh dude, all we do is visuals on this thing.
Look at this.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, you nailed it. It looks like a mix of that and Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
They have the same face. They all have the same face. Yeah. Play some old Bob Hope. Let's get into it.
NBC lured me back, and I know it must be great. They sent me 2 free tickets to the Club Med in Kuwait.
That was his big joke, man.
Damn, look at that audience.
It's always like, oh, I'm in the Sudan, like some place that's going through some horrible civil strife that he doesn't want to be in.
You guys, I'm staying at the Palms Resort in Kiev. This thing's got more shelves than a pasta
You
station.
can only do that in foreign countries. You can't be like, I'm staying at a hotel at Skid Row at the HIV Crisis Center.
Yeah.
You
You guys, they got me down at the Red Roof Inn in Chirac.
Oh, man. I wonder, did you ever do the Troops? Did you ever do one of those?
No. I had to wait tables. I was serving my country in a different way.
Well, they still have it now, but yeah.
Nate and List did it, and I was supposed to go with them one time, and I couldn't get the time off work because it was
Man,
like
Joe
2
List in a
weeks.
war zone.
Oh, a lot of blinking.
Just a lot of
a lot of tight grip and blinking.
It's like avoiding landmines with a landmine.
Yeah, they have to give him his own special helmet so they know. They're like, go get him if he's calm. Let's watch a little more Bob Hope before we watch this Ric Flair video.
Lincoln was wrong. You can't fool all of the people all of the time.
I bet that was a killer. We just missed the setup.
I want to see him like in this set either piss his pants or forget where he is. Just at the end where he goes, "Who are you? Why are these cameras in my living room?"
Watching the Emmys. Unfortunately, I'll be too. To me, that's a spectator sport. I asked my agent how close I am to winning an Emmy. He said about as close as Roseanne Barr is to winning a Grammy.
Got her. Got her.
He goes, oh, if you see that, that's just me relieving myself. Roseanne Barr's a fat pig.
Man, people hated that when she did that.
The national anthem?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you remember how bad it was?
It was very bad.
It made Carl Lewis look like he could carry a tune.
It was very bad.
And she was like, that was like her coked up with Tom Arnold phase.
Was she doing coke at that time?
It was sexually transmitted at that point because she was banging Tom Arnold. Tom Arnold was, yeah, dude, at the Padres.
That would be hilarious.
Same year, 90, dude.
How'd you OD? I went down on Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, sucked Amy Winehouse.
This was awesome.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we have?
You think she's trying or no? Or is this like she thinks it's a bit?
I don't know. This is like a bad cartoon. Dude, when you start getting booed,
Yeah, that's.
when you start getting booed during the national anthem, you have to be like, it's like, I don't know, Fergie. You remember Fergie's at the All-Star game?
That was
almost
bad. That was really bad.
That's
Did people
because-
boo her though?
No, but players laughed at her in the meanest.
Dude, that's worse.
You think?
That's worse. She had to get clowned on. That's worse.
Because remember that?
The
That
cool,
was like isn't that
five
what
of the
Steph-
coolest black dudes in the universe on the side just losing it because you fucking can't carry it.
Yeah, you hear a black dude be like, and you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
I'm fucking slipping.
You're like,
I'm slipping.
Oh, I'm on so many text threads right now.
I'm gonna be on World Star, and this is like the only way you can get on World Star without getting beat up or putting out a music video is just bombing.
she makes it sexy. I forgot.
It's so embarrassing.
Dude, she's
Still
you go,
with that one
"Do you
guy,
want me to-
Josh.
Do you want me to stand up? No, they broke up.
Look,
he's like Steph Curry's face graduating to laughing. We'll tweet it out at the bonfire.
Graduated. Yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of steps in between emotions.
But watch, because they start being like, "What the fuck?"
Kevin Durant's the weirdest athlete, I think, out of everybody.
Dude, you
Just
can see LeBron. Look at LeBron's face knowing he's going to break. Anthony Anderson. Everyone's at this point being like, respect the anthem. And then it's...
Anthony Anderson had the look of a guy who's probably trying to take a shot at Fergie afterwards.
Yeah.
So
He
he's
goes,
like,
I thought you nailed it.
I thought you nailed it, yeah.
That was really good. That was really patriotic.
It's really good.
Here it is. That would get me.
Jazzy,
Yeah, she should have
jazz club
put a boa around her neck as she did that.
Oh, Joel Embiid's
Embiid.
face is perfect.
Embiid's just like, what? I don't care. Look at Steph Curry. I want to see where he laughs. Draymond Green breathing through his mouth.
Yeah, Draymond's.
They break. Yeah, they're broke.
Yeah, you knew Draymond was going to be the one.
Kimmel's laughing.
Kimmel's laughing.
And yeah, ho! Dude, she thought she nailed it.
You could see the editors made a decision. They're like, no, we're going to go with this being a bit.
Yeah.
Like, let's cut to the people who are laughing.
Everyone's laughing. You just look at the player lineups, and both Eastern Conference and Western Conference are laughing at you. You're like, fuck, man. All right. I know we went down a side road on that.
Oh, jeez.
23 million views.
People love a car wreck, man. People love a plane crash.
Ric Flair.
Speaking of, as we transition perfectly.
We want to talk about a car wreck. I get that they had to sell the match. It's just funny how this is shot because
Well, they're trying to do the Dusty. There's a famous wrestling angle for people who don't watch wrestling where Dusty Rhodes is attacked by the Four Horsemen and gets his arm broken. Yeah. And clearly, this is what they were trying to do.
In a parking lot.
Yes, in a parking lot.
So they were like, "Oh, we'll put it in a parking lot." But have you ever been around? You've been around elderly people recently. How gingerly you have to move around them.
Oh, yeah.
There's something biological that that they're old and sensitive. I took my grandmother to a 49ers game before Candlestick Park did, and it was like I had to guide her to the seat because she was
terrifying.
It's like carrying Venetian glass.
Yeah. So they do this wrestling promo, which is supposed to be violence, and there's still some tenderness there, where you're like,
because it's terrifying watching old people do basic human movement.
Yeah,
I mean, there's violence, but in the way that somebody takes a bad fall at a Target.
Yeah, like when people get caught on security footage trying to fall so they can sue a grocery store. That's the same energy.
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah. So hit play because it's like I also love that they just start with hey, we're just filming Ric Flair in a parking lot.
Well, that's all wrestling. We can't just do it's all
right. You got to show.
There's somehow a camera in the back hall. During this moment.
All right. This is going to be look at him.
Great day. He's just going to his car.
Is that Jim Crockett?
Hey, there he is. Hey.
And he's just confronted.
Great press conference. Hey, you even had the mayor's office out here, and I couldn't even get an invite. I had to fly myself out here. You're really gonna make me? Hey, what? No. Shut up. On a serious note, I can't tell you.
It's
how
almost
badly
porn.
I feel you use
the way they get into it.
They
go, "Are you here?
Are you my driver?"
Yeah. I thought I was going to meet you up front. He goes, "Are you Muhammad?
Do you have one of those tiny water bottles?"
Sorry, I didn't see the lift sticker on the front of your car. But it gets into it like porn, where he's like, "Are you the cable guy?"
Dude, this is like one of those. Have you seen the taboo porns?
You don't. Yeah, we actually talked about it with Adam Carolla.
Oh,
it's
really?
Weird you brought it up.
Yeah, that's what the beginning of taboo porns is exactly
where
what
they go,
this is.
"Oh, my son's sleeping and he has such a hard erection. Let me just get it back in his shorts."
Yeah.
Let me just slick it up a little. Yeah,
those are my favorite porns.
Jay Lethal.
Oh, you need to go to bed. I better fuck you.
Jay Lethal's just in a parking lot, and he's like, "I'm mad I didn't get an invite to your press conference. Let's fight about it."
You know, if you're in shape of how good you look in a white shirt, and he looks fucking great in a white shirt.
Yeah, I would never wear a white shirt right now.
Yeah.
It would just look medicinal.
You're fine.
A little nugget. I couldn't even get on the show. That's disrespectful, and you know it.
We'll tweet it out at the Bonfire.
This is the taboo music, I think.
Don't touch me.
You see, that's what I'm talking about.
That was cut. That was cut like a Lifetime movie. It was cut, and they're like, and cut. All right, let's get that angle again, guys.
Well, the way that Flair is now touching him with his finger on his chin, like he's going to go in for the kiss.
He goes, "Oh yeah, you want to kiss me?" He goes, "You mad I didn't go to the press conference? You want to kiss me? What if you kiss me right now?"
This is so bad.
What if we kissed? he's changing up the video. He goes, "I wasn't invited to the press conference." He goes, "We could have our own press conference at my hotel."
My friend who was like a D1, I forget what school we played football at, but his teammate was this ripped black dude, and his type was guys who look like Ric Flair, 70-year-olds love Tom Coughlin from the New York Giants.
Oh,
do
you remember when
that's what he loved?
You're a Giants fan. Do you remember that playoff game where Tom Coughlin's face
froze?
Yeah, he was so old, his jowls went purple.
That was when we beat Green Bay.
Yeah, it was in the NFC Championship game in 2008.
Game,
you look at Tom Coughlin and you're like, "Hey, he shouldn't be out there. Someone put a fucking medical blanket over him."
He got kicked out of Jacksonville, I think, for just being an asshole, which is hilarious.
But I love this, because now they're hyping it up, where they're like, okay, they're going to fight, they're going to wrestle, but he's old, so he's got to move gingerly.
I mean, Jarrett's the MVP of this, but just wait.
That's right. That's right. You know what? Yeah. About time this happens.
Oh, God! That's my surgery wound.
Hey, come on.
That's my surgery wound. Wait, can you rewind that?
From Flair, that was a pretty good sell job. I mean, the punch was all right.
I want it to be clean because I just want that's my surgery wound as a drop.
I'm glad Jay's not really punching him, but his selling's great.
It was a good sell, but here I want to watch it through so I can get that's my surgery wound clean.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I talked to guys like you.
That's right. That's right. You know what?
Yeah.
About time this happens.
Oh, God, I'm about to touch my surgery wound.
Hey, come on.
Hey, with all due respect, Crockett, this has nothing to do with you.
Oh, that's my surgery wound. See, it's like gingerly, they're like holding him, what they're doing.
Wait, was Jared there for a TV appearance? He comes out with like a...
Yeah, it was a press conference.
Jake,
And then you can jump ahead because they do a thing where they're like, you were mean. There it is. Go back a little bit because he's like, don't touch me. It's such the old person. I can do it myself.
Ric Flair's on the ground now.
Oh yeah, we got to describe it. Ric Flair's on the ground of the parking lot, and Jeff Jarrett's talking to him. And now they start. It's old men cursing. Ooh, that was a real slap.
That was a real slap. Well, he probably told him. He's like, hit me real.
Give me your suit. Give me your suit.
Jeff Jarrett, by the way, is the coolest wrestler that I've met.
Really? Mm-hmm. Nicest guy?
Nicest guy, dude. He actually was working during the roast. Like, he came out and flipped us all out, like, with the Pritchard roast, and the next day he was awesome.
That's great. Were you nervous that was real?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever done
Jarrett's
a wrestling?
not that good.
Yeah. Well, now Ric Flair, now they have him on the ground, and they're doing like
Jared would still beat our asses, by the way.
Easily.
He's still big enough.
I think Ric Flair would beat my ass.
Maybe.
Hysterical. These two young guys beating the hell
This
out
old
of
man.
old man.
And then he blades himself, so he's bleeding all over the place. But you just feel like you look at you see his head, and you're like, someone help that old man.
Flair's wearing the outfit Soder wears in a headshot at New York Comedy Club.
Yeah, from the Creek Awards in 2014.
Never went to one of those.
You never did?
No.
Those were fun. Christine, did you ever go to the Creek Awards?
I never went.
What? They were great. They would get weird as fuck at like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
You'd be like, I'm going to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's the Creek.
Damn, dude. Watch that Lifetime movie. And then he's going to wrestle.
Yeah, this is tender.
Don't meet your idols.
When he comes begging,
Don't meet
he
your
came
idols.
begging for a job. How's he look now? How's
Just
he look
old
now?
men fake fighting. I love this.
You didn't want me apart.
Because I love watching, whenever like World Star puts up a video of old men in like a retirement home fighting, it's always great. Where there's like, fuck you, pussy.
Oh, give it up for Karen Jarrett getting blood all over those nice pants.
Well, I think they probably, paid for the dry cleaning.
I gotta say, mission accomplished, though. I didn't know this was happening, and I'm not missing it.
Yeah, you're going to watch it? Well, good news is it's a tag match, so he's going to have a partner, so he's not going to have to go the whole thing alone.
And it is a good card. There's some good matches.
There's some great matches.
Josh Alexander and Jacob Fatu is going to be great.
So if you like wrestling,
Triple A quote.
you can watch it, and if you don't like wrestling, you should definitely watch it. And, buy the whole package so you can get St. Germain's roast. Bunch of shit to get to. First off, fuck this heat. It's hot everywhere.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, but I read this article that I sent to the crew about this NYPD cop in Times Square rode a dude down on horseback.
Oh, my God.
Which I never thought they ever did. I thought it was all just... And they have the...
I'm looking at...
They have the body
I don't know
cam
if-
footage.
It's a sunglass thief, which...
Dude, look at this cowboy. Look at this urban cowboy. We'll tweet this out at the Bonfire SXM, but this guy's on a horse and it's his body cam footage. You see the guy decide to run from a horse and he runs into on...
This is the most popular thing the NYPD have done since 9/11.
Yeah, they're like, guys, we gotta put our whole PR machine behind this.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
so
horse, you got to deputize that horse after this, man. Are
so
you kidding me?
he really didn't chase him down as much as he just chased him into other cops. But it counts.
Now we're at a funeral.
Yeah, that changed up, huh? Yeah. That went from being like, oh, that's fun to like, oh, I wonder who died. Dude, if you are a cop on horseback and that happens, do you have to have that moment where you're like, fuck.
I'm gonna go for it.
I'm gonna go for it. You just want to go, yeah. Is there audio? Because I want to know if he yells out. There's no audio? Fuck, dude. Because I just wanted him to be like, holy shit, it's happening.
Holy shit.
Oh, holy shit, dude.
He's like calling his wife.
Yeah, and it's just some fucking guy from like Flatbush or fucking Brighton Beach. He's like, so this guy fucking runs, right? And then I'm there on Thunderbolt. And I say, Thunderbolt, yeah! I fucking chased them down. Dude, if you're in jail and you have to share that with the other people in jail.
What, the the horse thing that somebody chased you down on a horse?
Yeah, they're like, how did you get caught? And you're like,
don't talk.
It was like 5 cops. I fought them all. And they're like,
I don't know, how much were these sunglasses worth? 'Cause if you steal now, like anything under $100 at CVS, no one's going to run after you.
maybe it was a nice.
That's for your listeners.
Yeah. I love that you're coming and dropping real info. Hey,
Well,
guys, I don't know if
tell
you
you,
know.
I have a lot of Republican friends who let me know that.
He goes-
a lot.
he
Who are
goes,
like, you don't know what's going on in this city.
St. Germain just comes in and goes, you know, if you're at a Dwayne Reed, you could take $100 if they can't get mad at you. Just get out of there. Just steal enough stuff. But if you're in jail and someone's like, how did you get caught? You have to be like, these like 5 or 6 cops wrestled me down. You can't be like, I was scared of a horse. Also, if you're getting chased by a horse, don't you just want to turn back around and run around it? Because he's going to have to like.
Have you ever ridden a horse before?
At like summer, the one time I went to summer camp, and it kept doing this, where it pushed back on me, and I was like, no.
It hurt your fucking dick.
Yeah. Have you done a lot of horse riding?
I mean, I just did that, and then when I was in Nicaragua, I rode a horse.
Hell yeah!
Like without that was kind of crazy, but it was like a literal wild horse, like down in Las Pilas Orientales. It sounds like I'm making this up, but it's
Was
not.
it your honeymoon?
No, this was I was for my church. I was building houses.
Damn, what?
In
I didn't
high
know you
school.
did that.
It's not something I lead with.
I've known you. I mean, we opened the show.
Church?
Yeah, we opened the show talking about how I've known you for so long, and I never knew in high school you were a missionary.
It was just for one trip. It wasn't for me.
And you just went down. Oh, was it for?
And it was also Presbyterian, so we weren't trying to get anybody to convert. You know, it wasn't like the evangelicals after the tsunami or something like that.
Was it for a lady?
It was not. I went with my dad, and he got so dehydrated, I had to like push him out on a wheelchair. It was crazy.
What? And you guys just went and built houses in Nicaragua?
It's I mean, the whole thing is like that. Look, first off, you get there. There's no reason for these trips because you get there and you're like, you could have given half of this money to Nicaraguan workers and they all work harder than us anyway because we're all like suburban kids, you know?
You're like,
this is just to be like, look at these, like this is how the third world country lives, even though their literacy rate is higher than us. Like there's a ton of stuff that they've got beaten on us. They've just been ravaged by, you know, American imperialism for 100 years.
But the thought of you just being at a work site and you're just, you imagine how mad you'd be if you were Nicaraguan and they're like, you're going to get a house. And you're like, fuck yeah. And it's just some theater program from like fucking Long Island. And they're just like, I don't want to build it. And you're like, come on, man. There's
the bedroom's in the bathroom.
Yeah, and you go, monsoon season's coming up. Can you fucking please build a decent roof? How long were you down there for?
Just a week.
Oh, okay. So you just went in and like nailed in
See
some
how the
stuff.
other half lives, you know?
just like did a couple, like you just were like boom, 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 and then you like take the picture and you're like, Jesus is Lord. Bye.
Yeah, it's like when the rich girl like fucks the poor guy.
Yeah.
In college.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, oh no, I'm not going to do this.
She goes, well, this was fun for 2 nights, but you're not supposed to sleep on a mattress on the floor all the time.
Oh, you have all the poor opinions. Okay.
Yeah. When did you go down there? During the summer?
Spring, I believe.
All right, so you didn't catch that heat.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was bad though, but it was.
That's what you should do. Drop those kids down there in August when they're just like, it's inhabitable. You can't.
Mosquitoes are tough. I mean, they're really tough down there, but I mean, they were where we were anyway. But yeah, it was a crazy trip. I am glad I did it. I will say that.
And then you rode a horse.
I just rode a horse.
Bareback? Was it like a romantic novel?
Yeah, I had to jump off the horse, but it was going faster than normal walking, but not totally fast. So I had to jump off because it wouldn't stop. So I jumped off into like a bush.
Let me ask you, it wasn't saddled up?
I don't remember it being saddled up, but it could have.
Bareback.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It wasn't that bad, but they are beautiful animals.
Yeah, it's a great way to say that.
It's a weird thing to say after I ride something.
They're very powerful animals, but you just bareback on a fucking horse. It's like
I'm realistic Fabio.
Yeah, you're like, I'm the man who comes for you, not a beautiful man named Fabio. I've never, Jacob, you've ridden horses.
Yeah.
Do you think what that cop did was difficult? He just went down the
He
road.
said, he just kind of went down. I think he just wanted to have his moment.
Yeah.
He also
Because he
didn't,
just-
it looked like when he got there were like other cops already taking care
No,
of the problem.
that's what happened. 3 cops made the arrest.
It's like some psychiatric nurses. The guy's mentally ill. You just had to talk to him.
He just
now he's
rode
terrified
a
that
horse
someone.
down the street.
Now he's terrified someone from medieval times is trying to kill him.
But it's also like, do you think the other cops rolled their eyes where they go, "Hey,
Oh, yeah.
here comes Anthony on his horse"?
What's the comic equivalent of that?
What, riding in on a horse?
No, yeah, like riding in on a horse.
Saying you're too dangerous.
Oh, that's true.
Saying your comedy.
I knew this.
What's that?
Shadow boxing before you go on.
Shadow
Oh, that's
boxing.
right.
That's
I remember
what it is.
I talked to this one comic. This was years ago. I'm like, "Oh, hey man, how's it going?" He's like, "Pretty good. My comedy's getting pretty vicious." He says it's getting pretty vicious. I'm not gonna.
Do I know him?
I don't think he does it anymore, but I'll tell you
Yeah, we
afterwards.
want to know who it is.
Hold on.
He's a sweetheart, but it was hilarious. I'll
Write
write
it down on this paper.
I don't know if you will know him actually.
Write it down on this paper.
I mean, it could be like 10 people we know,
I
but
don't know, but saying, I don't know, dude, it's getting pretty vicious. It's so goddamn funny. Yeah, dude, I knew him.
Yeah.
I don't think he does it anymore.
I don't think he does it anymore.
Did you know this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Christine goes, "Oh, yeah."
Everybody knew it.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, dude. You got,
He's like a heavy metal guy.
yes, man.
My shit's getting pretty vicious. And it was like all those jokes, like I just raped a baby.
Yeah.
You know, it was like all those type of jokes. Like,
Dude, that's got to be the new thing, is finding words to say like that. Where you go, "Dude, how's it been going?" You're like, "It's on the road. Shit's getting pretty fucking metal." My shit's pretty metal.
yeah, man, I'm fucking reinventing the game over here.
How's your new hour? Pretty satanic. I dive into the dark arts for about 30 to 35 minutes of the set.
Has there ever been a dark arts comedian?
like a satanic comedian.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's the deal with Jesus? Forsaking the devil, pussy."
I think that's Ricky Gervais's act,
Yeah.
actually.
But he says it with a cherub face and a little British smile. He's like, "I like the
Then
devil."
he starts bombing, so he just does the dance from The Office. That's the story I heard when he first started doing stand. I mean, I think that guy's hilarious. I love extras, but like apparently, like one of the first times he did stand up, he was like doing it and wasn't going well, so he just like broke into the dance he does in The Office like 10 minutes in.
I bet it killed.
It did, but I think he kept going back to the well.
The
It's
third
like
time
Rob
he did-
Schneider opening and closing with "You Can Do It."
Oh man, Veter used to open for Schneider,
Yeah, that must have been.
and he said it was fucking nuts.
I was trying to find a satanic comedian, and I found this Christian guy, but just look at this
Oh, that guy—that's the guy that wrote the book about comedy.
comedy historian. You can just call yourself that?
Yeah, he wrote like an in-depth book on stand-up. He's a former Canadian comedian, and he was at the Cellar. The book is great.
Yeah.
The book is very informative.
Wait a minute, Nesterov is it? No, that's not. That no, I'm thinking of something else. The Zoglin book, I'm thinking.
But he wrote this book called like Comedians, Pickpockets, and Scoundrels. It's a really good historical book about stand-up. With shit that I was like, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that the mob ran stand-up for like most of stand-up. And the reason it was called a stand-up comedian was because the mob was like, he's a stand-up guy. There's a story in that guy's book about this guy that goes against the mob, and they cut his tongue out.
He's a comic.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Comedians, Drunks, Thieves, Scoundrels, and the History of American Comedy. Yeah, it came out in 2016. It's a good book, and he was at the Cellar and just, dude, I mean, I've been big timed a couple times. That guy big timed the shit out of me.
What this?
Yeah.
Cliff Nesterov.
I was like, "Hey man, nice to meet you." I was like, "Oh, I just got that book. I'm excited to read it." He goes, "Yeah," and then his turn.
Really?
Yeah, and then his turn to his head.
I don't think I don't. I
He
feel
wasn't
like
like-
you're higher on the totem pole even a couple years ago.
No, he wasn't like
Cliff
mean or
Nesterov.
anything. But I was just coming in to do a spot, and someone was like, "Yeah," he was doing Gnome's podcast, and someone was like, "Oh, this is this guy." I was like, "Oh shit, I just got that book. I'm excited to read it." He went, "Yeah." Anyways, and you're like, it was up there with the Chris Rock talking to Neil Brennan like a ghost interpreter.
Wait, what was it?
We talked about it on yesterday's show,
Oh,
but
all right. I'll go back and
one
look.
time I was at the table at the Cellar, and Chris Rock, it was like me,
Yeah.
I'm Chris Rock, and that was Neil Brennan. Anytime I would talk, he would react to it to Neil Brennan.
Wow. Well, he's on the spectrum, right? Didn't he come out and say that?
Him and Seinfeld used that, so there's an excuse on why they're assholes. They go,
Well, Seinfeld's just so rich he can't even talk to somebody.
He goes, I'm not mean. I'm retarded. That's the whole point. I don't know.
Well, you know, that's not fair because I did meet the guy who played Corky from Life Goes On. So actually, someone who's retarded, very nice.
Yeah.
He was incredibly nice when I met
dude,
him.
I bet that hug was warm and embracing.
Great guy. He used to live. It was the Institute of Down Syndrome right next to Olivia Wingate's office. So I would like go and bitch about my career and then go to my bathroom and piss, and I would be next to Corky.
Like, hey, guy. He's like, hey, Dan.
And first, you don't want to be an asshole. You're like, is that the Corky? That's that because you know if you're wrong on is that Corky, it is not a great look.
You look like a monster.
Yeah.
He goes, is that the guy that played Corky? And they go, no. He's 19.
He's Puerto Rican.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? The idea of special needs Seinfeld is fun, though, where he's like, what's the deal with, can I lick you? Thunder makes me freak out. I don't know.
What's the deal with John Cena? He just stops. Goes
George, crazy. I want cake. He can't go, every time they go to Monk's, he just gets cake.
But he still gets laid all the time, and everyone's confused.
But then it makes sense why he doesn't like all those women. He's like, she smells like mommy.
Well, the toys episode doesn't have to change.
Yeah.
Where they drug her and play with her toys?
Yeah, that's exactly true.
You can still do that.
Damn, dude, I think it's been there the whole time. I think they've been trying to tell us that fucking Seinfeld special needs this entire time.
What comedians have Asperger's? Lawrence
all of
just
them?
discovered he was autistic.
Everybody.
Yeah, Asperger's.
Have you seen?
Well, my favorite is like bipolar. People use that excuse because I'm bipolar, and I mean to be fair, you know, if you're unmedicated, like things do get crazy, but like can't just use it for everything. You can't be like
that's stolen valor, dude. If you're walking around bipolar and someone's like, I've been acting so bipolar, and you're like.
Dude, I know one comedian who's like the issues comedian or whatever, like what's the mental health comedian, and I found out he's on like lower dose shit than I am.
That
I'm like,
sucks.
come on, man.
That
I should have
sucks.
taken this lane.
Yeah, dude.
I know my heart's black, but come on.
Dude, I mean, I think what you should do is go off meds, knock this guy off his pedestal.
I don't think that's what would happen if I went off meds. I don't think that's what would happen, Dan.
I
think I may be calling you cunt at 3 a.m. for teaming up with the government, but like, I don't think I'm going to have the wherewithal to launch a comedy career without my antidepressants.
Katie goes, why is Dan St. Germain trying to buzz into the building right now? It's 4 a.m. I don't know. I think I told him to
he
take
says he's sick of me fucking you? What?
Yeah. I don't know. I gave him a real speech in Tacoma about him coming off the meds and taking what's rightfully his.
I do wonder, though. I think you have a couple days of really great writing great shit. And then
No,
it would just
no,
go,
no,
I'm
don't.
serious. Like, and then
No,
it would
you
just
don't.
go, eventually it goes down.
No. No, you don't.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, people going off meds is never is a good
I've been on the same
story.
meds for like 12 years. It's crazy.
Yeah. When I've had a friend that's like, I'm off my meds and I'm feeling great. I'm like, for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna get fucking. I want to know who this comic is. You got to start writing down.
I can do that. Yeah,
we're gonna have
for sure.
Dan. We're gonna tweet out.
I think I know who it
We're not
is.
filming
I think it's
this.
who I slept with.
Instead of a Pandora playlist, we're gonna put out Dan's dirty list of comedians on Twitter.
Dan's dirty list of comedians.
Dude,
Here, I'll write it down.
I still
give
love
me the thing in a pen.
I still love the idea of him being like, "How's my comedy? It's fucking."
It's pretty fucking vicious. It's pretty vicious.
That's such a gay way to call your comedy.
That's where and it is weird when I've had comics tell me what a good comedian they are.
That's
Which
chilling.
does happen.
That does happen.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't sleep with him. Can you read that?
Oh no.
Yeah, but he is.
You did not sleep with him.
He is kind of the issues comedian. You're right, where he's like, "I'm sad." And you're like, bitch, I'm on more shit. I'm on more juice than you are.
Everybody's like sad. If you're a comedian, you're sad. You
You're
want
not even
to
with
you judge your self-worth by whether or not strangers like you for 40 minutes.
If you can sell more carnival tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're a show pony. It's fucking insane. We're going to take our first break. We're hanging out with Dan St. Germain. Big J up in Montreal for Just for Laughs. Go get tickets right now, bigjcomedy.com for the Nasty Show. It's running tonight.
Yes.
Tonight?
8:30 tonight.
8:30 tonight, all the way through the end of the festival. He's also doing a couple, The Worst. So make sure you go to bigjcomedy.com for tickets. I will be in Tacoma tomorrow through Saturday with Dan St. Germain.
Hello.
And we'll give you the list of comedians that we've written down in person. You know how it goes on the Bonfire. If we trash someone, we'll say it face to face. We just won't say it on the air. DanSoder.com for tickets. Also, I'll be going to Oklahoma City, Bricktown Comedy Club, and Phoenix at Stand Up Live, all at DanSoder.com, at the Bonfire SXM on all socials, and thebonfiremerch.com. We'll be right back. It's the Bonfire.